I can still remember the feeling of my first race ever, and yeah, it was all the nerves getting ready to go. Any racer you talk to, I think, will say that once you put your helmet on, everything changes. So September 20th, we're planning on bringing the car out, and it's an after-season race, so they've crowned the champions for 2024, and I think it's better to do it that way. If we were to show up in the middle of the season with the car, I think we might have got ran over from all the people who were battling for points and have been out there every week. It's been, yeah, bittersweet, because it's good to be working on the car again and have a race to look forward to. But I know that it's probably going to be the last one. But I think that I've finally come to terms with it, you know, before I'm a little more ready. I'll never say that I'm fully ready to give it up, because I'm not.
Lunch.
2023 season was probably one of the best ones that we had. Started out really great. We kind of got the car dialed in where we wanted it to be, and it was consistent for one of the first times where week in and week out it seemed like we were finishing top 3. I won the most features that year.
Make some noise for Danielle Dobczyk. Danielle Dobczyk.
It was super good racing all year, and then ended up finishing second, which is still my best finish. After the season ended, we went away to a different racetrack, Rockford Speedway, and they have an event every year, Bahama Brackets. And it was the first day we were qualifying, and just ended up getting into it with another driver and ended up spinning me headfirst to the wall, and it messed the car up pretty bad. Took it home. My dad was not pleased, and he took one look at it and just said, well, that's it for this car. It's never gonna race again. We were talking about taking a break anyway. I think if the accident didn't happen, I'm not really sure. I'm coming off the great season and the car was perfect, you know. So coming back with a broken car is kind of easy to say, well, I was leaning on, you know, maybe getting out of it. This is kind of the nail on the coffin there. Going into the race night, I really tried not to think about it up until the day of, because I was gonna get nervous. I guess for me, I was more so just worried about keeping the car in one piece that night, because it was kind of the send-off and listing it to sell. So going in, we just had one round of practice and qualifying that night, so it was important to put down a good lap so that we could get a good starting position. The car was just starting to get warmed up, just trying to put down a good lap, and I was finally getting to the point of getting there and getting a good lap time down. I came around for another lap around and coming into turn 1, so pretty much going full speed down the front stretch, just about to make my turn. There was a newer driver who was down at the bottom of the track, decided he wanted to exit the track and didn't see me behind him. It like happened right before my eyes, but it was like, it happened so quick you almost don't believe it. So we turned, I slammed on the brakes as hard as I could. There really was nowhere to go, nothing to do. And yeah, made impact with that car. You know, after any sort of wreck, you can try to quickly assess if you're able to restart the car, get it pulled off the track. And I tried to do that, and right away it was not gonna get off on its own. So I just shut it down, came to a stop. And I actually heard someone in the pits yelling to get out of the car because it was on fire. And, you know, in that moment, everything's just happening so fast. All of the safety people ran over and they were putting the fire out, checking on me, checking that I was okay. Compared to other front end crashes that we've had, that was one of the worst I had seen. So yeah, it was like, well, we're done for the night. They got the car on the tow truck. I hopped in to go back to the pits. My first thought when it all happened wasn't even about me or the car. It was, oh my God, what is my dad gonna think? Because he had just put all this time into rebuilding after the last crash in Rockford. Really just for this one last time to get to run. So we went back to the pits in the tow truck. I hopped out and my dad was walking up and immediately the first thing he said to me was, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I am fine, but I'm so sorry about the car." And he said, "Hey, the car's fine. If you're okay, that's what matters." So his calmness calmed me down. And then the guys ahead with me, they were just looking at stuff, pulling it apart, and we're gonna pack up, we're gonna cook our burgers that we brought, might watch a couple races, and we're gonna go home tonight. But as they were pulling it apart, you know, I heard someone say, "Oh, well, I have a spare radiator," and I'm thinking, well, there's no way, like, we're gonna get it in time. The whole bumper of the car's off. I don't have a hood. Yeah, people just started coming over and offering their help. Ended up just taking the bumper completely off. We had someone who was helping someone else further down the pits. He brought his truck over and they had the pulley chains to pull the frame out a little bit. It was starting to look a little promising, and just other teams come together and it's like, "Hey, what parts do you need? Let me check what I have." And even there's people I had never even met before who said, "Hey, like, I have this set of tools that you could use." So we ended up getting a radiator from the car parked next to us. So after they said that that might work, you know, and then they're telling me when it's looking good that, "Yeah, you're gonna get back out there." And I said, "What are you talking about? I don't have a bumper, I don't have a hood. Like, it's just the radiator ratchet strap to the front." And they said, "Yeah, like, no, you're racing, like, no problem." You know, I didn't know if anything else got broken that we missed, how the car was gonna do, and not to mention, it didn't have a bumper. Yeah, it was a little hectic leading up to that point, so it was kind of like you didn't have time to be nervous or think about anything. It was just go, 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 and all right, you're going out there. Yeah, so then it was time for the feature, and I remember talking to my crew guys, showing them where I was supposed to start in the lineup, and I think it was like third row inside, which is a pretty good start. And I was kind of debating on my own, like, do I want to risk it and really go for it? It's a good spot, but, you know, we got to protect the car. And, you know, I showed him the lineup. I said, "What do you think? Should I start in my spot or, you know, kind of hang out in the back?" And he just looked at me and he said, "Yeah," I said, "You should send it." So yeah, I think I ended up fourth, and I couldn't have been happier with that. Obviously, we all want to win, but I think after the night that we had and everything considered, the fourth place, I mean, it really made the whole night worth it. In the end, I was so happy that I had those two guys come out and help me, and then my mom made it out after she was thinking she wasn't gonna come watch that night. So it really just felt like it was how it should have been. And for the last night, just hanging out with everybody. You know, we all, at the end of the night, have a beer together and just celebrate, not only for the race, but for, you know, the guys who put all the work in too. You know, when something happens, when you face a challenge, I think really overcoming it really comes from who's behind you and who's supporting you. I could go on and on about how much my family has helped me and community too. I mean, you know, we've seen at the racetrack how much people stand behind each other and just kind of work towards the common goal and the love of racing. I think I'm at a point, I just turned 30 and I never saw myself being in this kind of unknown area, but either way, I know I will be involved in racing no matter what facet it is. I've been blessed so far. I know another opportunity will come my way, and whether I'm in a race car or I'm just involved in, you know, the Type 1 advocacy or racing or flying, I think I'm optimistic about the future.